welcome. My name is Zoe, and welcome to Hot Takes. In today's episode, we will be talking to one of my friends, Reed, about some of the hot takes and his opinions on these topics. We'll be talking about stuff like, which one do you pour first, the milk or the cereal? Personally, I pour the milk first because then you can kind of tell, how much you'll need of cereal, but he says otherwise. So, let's have a listen on what his opinions are on some of the opinions that I don't normally agree with. But before I get started today, let me just talk about exactly what we will be talking about. So, some of the questions I'll be asking him are, does pineapple belong on pizza? Milk before cereal? Steak is overrated, which 110%. By age 30, you're considered old. Not everybody should go to college, and pickles are nasty. There's other ones we talk about too, but those are just the main ones that we start off with. I'm excited to talk to him about his opinions because I know he's a very opinionated person, and he can get his point across without many words. I'm also excited to hear about what his opinion is because I have some good arguments. I have been practicing and I have been definitely waiting for the moment that I could argue with him. I definitely think by the one question that I'll be asking, by age 30 you're considered old, I'm pretty sure I can get away with a good argument for that one. Same with pickles are nasty. But I don't know if it will be as easy as I think because, like I said, he's very opinionated. But without further ado, let's actually get started and hear what his top opinions are. My first hot take is I think a pineapple belongs in pizza for one reason and one reason only. Toppings, okay? You put olives on a pizza, right? Olives are considered... Wait, I don't think they're considered fruit. Well, they're considered some sort of vegetable fruit or whatnot, and so is pineapple. So in my theoretical mind, pineapple belongs on pizza, and also it's freaking good. What is your opinion on it? I need answers.
I don't know, because I've never really had it, but...
What?
I know,
What is wrong with
I've
you?
never had pineapple on pizza. But the reason I think I wouldn't like it is because the pineapple is sour, right? And on
Kinda?
a pizza you got like cheese that's a sort of
Cheese is
savory
nasty.
flavor, and you got tomatoes, which is sort of sweeter. And I feel like mixing all those three together, it kind of doesn't really fit necessarily.
I mean, I don't know. I don't agree because personally I hate cheese. I think cheese is the most nastiest thing in the entire world. I die. If one piece of cheese is on my pizza, I'm not eating it. That's how bad it is for me. Sometimes I'll eat pizza with cheese on it just because that's all I have, but any other time if I have the option, no. 100% no. And also, it's actually really interesting. A lot of people think oh, it's not going to cook, whatnot, but reality, it does cook. It cooks and it gets a crispy layer, kind of the edges of the crust will crisp up like that, and then it tastes still like pineapple, but more I don't want to say rich in flavor, but it tastes a lot more it has more flavor more than it normally would not cooked. I think it belongs on pizza because I think it's one of the best pizza toppings, and nobody can prove me wrong. There's no way that you could tell me it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure, but I think I could be convinced to try it.
Another hot take of mine is milk before cereal. Now, before I get hated on, I think milk before cereal is better because then you're not making a mess with it. Then you have you know what exactly you want, the amount of milk you want in there without trying to eyeball it because the cereal's all already in there. And also mostly just because then the it doesn't get soggy as fast because you have that layer on top that's not getting soggy. You know what I mean? And so you mix it.
I think that also kind of applies if you put the milk in afterwards, because when you put the milk in afterwards,
No.
the bottom layer kind of floats up, and it pushes the top up, which kind of stays dry except for where you pour the milk.
But
You know
still,
what I mean?
yes, I do. But if you pour the milk, it's getting everything on top soggy. So wouldn't it just make more sense? Because personally, soggy cereal
is really good, but it gets to a point, you know what I mean? Because then it starts expanding and stuff, and it's nasty. So I think milk before, and also then like the cereal's not flying everywhere because you put too much milk, and I think it's a lot better.
I don't know. I think I like my like cereal sort of like soaked, I guess.
What?
I don't know. I don't like it dry. It's like too dry, obviously.
Dry cereal is good though. Have you never just like taken like a box of like Honey Nut Cheerios and like just eaten them?
I mean, yeah, of course, but I don't know. It just dries my mouth out, I guess, or something. I don't know.
There's actually, there's water, right? To
Well,
not.
yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Another thing is like something I love like talking about is because not a lot of people knew it. Water and cereal, like replacing milk with water, it tastes actually phenomenal. Because like you think about it, you think it's gonna be nasty or whatnot, but honestly, it tastes like normal cereal. Literally just without like that, because you know how like whipped cream has like a certain flavor to it, how it makes things more sugary. It's kind of like if you put water and whipped cream in a bowl and mix it together, that's kind of how like milk would taste like. So if you took out the whipped cream and just put water, that's how it tastes like with water. And it's really good, and I actually like I recommend it. It is a good healthy snack.
I think you may have lost me on the whipped cream and water part.
Okay, but like whipped cream and water, have you never mixed them before?
No, I haven't.
Where was I growing up? Because apparently this was just not normal. Okay. Another one of my hot takes is that steak is overrated. Steak is good. I will give steak that. But another reason why I just don't think it's like in my personal opinion, like I don't think it's good at all because why are we paying $40 for single piece of steak? It is too expensive. Me broke. Steak expensive. Me want steak, but me broke. So I think it's just overrated, and also everybody you've talked to in your entire life that's over the age of 10 has been like, oh my gosh, I love steak. I don't believe it. I believe there's people out in this world that genuinely hate steak, and I can't live up to the like I don't understand how everybody in this entire world likes steak, because especially like I'll watch videos all the time about like vegans eating steak for the first time and they're flipping out crying about it, and I'm just like there's no way steak is genuinely this good. Like of course I've had steak before, but it's not up there for one of my top foods.
I mean, I know it's supposed to be about us like arguing over it, but I can't even like disagree. I don't think steak is that much better than any other meat, like chicken or something, to like
Chicken's better.
justify the price increase.
Rice, right? Rice, right?
The
Like genuinely, like chicken is so much better in my personal opinion than steak. Like there's so many better dishes you could have in general too. Like I think it's mostly just because like people, I don't know. I kind of thought of it when I was younger of like a way of steak being like the fancy people food kind of. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but I thought for the longest time steak was like a religious food. That's why it was so expensive. And now that I'm older, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like I was genuinely so dumb back then. But I think it's because like especially they make stuff for steak. Like they have literal steak sauce for it. I think steak sauce is nasty. I don't understand how anybody eats with that. It is disgusting.
I don't think I've ever had. Or I don't remember what it tastes like though. I think I might have. Um.
Another hot take that just came up about steak or whatnot is you might think this is nasty, but it's one of the most best things in my entire world. I love putting barbecue sauce all over steak. Like mixed with a little bit of mustard and a little bit of honey. It is amazing.
Oh yeah, I've put like mustard on steak or just like beef in general. Or that's fine, right?
You're okay, honey. I'm just like I don't know. I don't know. I've experienced with food because I'm a freaking biggie, but also just because like I think steak and like foods like that are genuinely typically overrated because why do everybody? Why, there's no way everybody in this world likes it. There has to be somebody that doesn't.
Hindus.
Anyways, another hot take of mine is by the age of 30 you are considered old. Let me explain. In my mind, being considered old is 18. Okay, because that's when you're an adult. In my mind, that's when you hit adult age. And I think, honestly, like, I'm not going to go into much about this, but, like, I feel like certain rules that apply for 21-year-olds should apply at 18 because at 18 you are considered an adult, if that makes sense. And I just think by the time you're 30, you're just having all that back and knee pain where you can't handle it anymore. I think you're genuinely considered too old at that time when you hit 30. And, like, I'll talk to people about it, and they'll be like, oh, that's peak life right there. And I'm just like, no, peak life is in, like, your teens. Like, at 30 years old, you're, like, dying because you work a 9 to 5. Like, there's nothing good about being 30.
I don't know. I wouldn't say old, though. Like, I'd say that's more, like, later. But, like, I don't know. I'd say, like, by 30, you're, like definitely, like, fully into, like, adulthood. But, like, I wouldn't say you're old.
I mean, I think you're old mostly because, like, you're getting to that age where your days are limited. So sorry to the people. But your days are getting limited. You don't know what could be coming next. And I feel like it's just, like, one of those things where it's like, yes, you're old. Like, you're getting to that point. Yes, you have gray hair. Like, you're getting to that
30?
point. I don't know. My mom started growing, like, gray hair at, like, 25. What? But realistically, though, I think you are considered extremely old at 30. And I think you're considered ancient at 50.
Maybe in the Middle Ages.
And I think you're considered a vampire at age, like, 80. Like, I don't know. I have a very bad concept of old.
I don't know. My family's, like, there's a lot of old people. Like, one of my, like, distant relatives was, like, 100. Like,
oh, my gosh.
like, so, I don't know. They get old. So
No,
maybe
they
I
turn
just have,
into a
like, a different
vampire.
window or something.
I mean, the oldest person in my family was, like, 104. But, like, that still doesn't change my perspective of old at all. Another hot take of mine is not everybody should go to college. First of all, everybody shouldn't go to college because not everybody's smart, okay? There is a lot of dumb people in this world. And you should not be dropping thousands of dollars a year just to go to college, just to end up with working at, like, Wendy's. Like, I genuinely don't think we should be doing this. I don't think I don't think going to college is also necessary for some people because some people choose a career path in life where they are a low life, genuinely, and they don't go to college. And I think that's good. I think a lot of people should not go to college. I think it's definitely one of those things that people waste their time in because 95% of people normally drop out of college and not a lot of people stay. So I genuinely think that not everybody should go. Like, nobody should always plan. Like, not everybody should plan to go to college in their life because they're probably not going to.
I mean, I don't really know, because, like, I think most jobs, or at least a very large portion of jobs, definitely don't need a college education.
Right.
So if you're going into one of those jobs, then you don't really need a college education to be successful in that field, and it's not going to give you much of an advantage economically.
I just think, like, especially a lot of people are wasting thousands of dollars each year on it, and it's complete, like, it's horrible because you're wasting so much money on not, like, going to college, not doing actually what you're supposed to, and then you wasted all that money for what?
And then if you, like, depending on where you go, that can put you in, like, a lot of debt if you're paying it off.
Another one of my hot takes are pickles are nasty. I know a lot of women like pickles. I can't stand them. I think it's like biting into a wet straw that's been sitting in water with bleach for 2 months. It is disgusting. It's mold. To me, it tastes like straight up mold. I don't know if that's like a medical thing, but they taste disgusting.
Well, for pickles, the whole thing is that, like, they don't really have much flavor. It's like the, like, stuff that you pickle them in, which is like salt and, like, vinegar and whatever spices you put in them.
How are pickles made?
It's when you put, like, cucumbers in, like, brine, which is like salt or water or, like, vinegar or something.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
I did not know this.
And that's why they, like, shrink down, because they get dehydrated, and then they sort of take in the flavor of the, like, you know when you get a pickle, it's in, like, juice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Wait, why am I in shock? Wait, I didn't know this. Wait.
You thought they just grew?
Yeah. And I thought, like, the stem had, like, the juice or whatnot in it. And I was always confused on how they made, like, Cheerio-flavored pickles. Like, I didn't understand it. Wait, so I hate all store-bought pickles. Like, I think pickles are disgusting. So you're telling me if I put cucumber in water, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, or whatever it is, it will taste good? If that's my preference?
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Another one of my hot takes is that breakfast food is bad in general. Not just in the morning. I think breakfast food is the most nastiest thing you can eat.
Okay, yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from there, because, like, when you think of breakfast food, like, for example, pancakes, that's just bread in a different
Right.
shape. You don't eat bread without anything else, really, for any other meal, like,
Mm-hmm. Right. Especially, like, I've never sat down ever in my entire life and thought, well, I really am craving eggs right now or hash browns. Like, I've never sat down and really have ever wanted breakfast food. And I don't know what it is. 90% of it is made out of dairy, and it bothers me. Like, we should invent breakfast food that's not made out of dairy that actually tastes good, like dinner food. Another one of my hot takes, and maybe one of my last hot takes, is that Hamilton the musical is overrated. Okay,
I've never seen it.
you've never seen it. Long story short, it's a whole bunch of guys and girls running around, dancing around, singing. It is overrated. I get history is interesting a little bit. Actually, no, I don't get it because I hate history. But genuinely, I think Hamilton is one of the most overrated things in this entire world. Another one of my hot takes is that audiobooks should replace actual books. I think this because how many times have you looked at a book and not like wanted to read it or not understand it? Like, I'm sorry, that's been way too many times for me, and I feel like listening to something helps me comprehend stuff way more than actually physically reading it.
I think there's advantages to both, like, for example, you don't need any electricity or anything to read a physical book, and it's
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's just like I'd rather have somebody telling me like a story because I'm like 5 years old and I feel like everything needs to be dumbed down for me a little bit in my world. So definitely audiobooks are 100% better to me. And I just think actual books, because like if they're not hardcover, you put them in like a bag or something, they get all folded, the paper gets all messed up. And especially like the pages can rip. I think it's just too much of a hassle when you can just have it right on a screen reading it to you. I think it's a lot better. And even minus the audiobook part, you don't even have to listen to the audio. You can just read it from a computer, and then you don't have to worry about the pages and whatnot being all messed up.
I think also there's sort of a lot of people think there's like an experience to like having a physical book, just like the
Right.
feel of it, the smell of it, some people say. And
Don't mention the fact that I love the smell of paper. Not here, not now.
oh, I wasn't going to.
I think another one, and probably my last hot take of today, is that handwriting does not need to be taught in school. I have tried online tests, I have tried in elementary school, I've tried on my own time to make my handwriting actually look decent. It looks like a second grader died on the paper. My handwriting is big, messy, and nasty. I genuinely do not think handwriting should be taught because I have put too much of my personal time into it just to not get a result.
Oh, wouldn't it be better if it was taught? Because then it would like be easier to improve it.
I mean, I think it probably would if it was taught correctly, but I think handwriting should never be taught again in school.
I think it would to be taught, but it would be hard to do because it would need to be individual to every student,
Right.
and some students would need it more than others.
Right. Like, I remember in elementary school, like, those cursive books we would get. I don't know if you had these growing up, but I had these cursive books where we would have to, like, outline the word, and then we would have, like, the letter in cursive, and then we would have to, like, retry to write it or whatnot. I think that helped for maybe 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, once we stopped learning it, I completely forgot, and now I don't even know how to sign my name.
I know how to sign my name, but not really anything else.
Well, that's good.
Thank you for listening to my podcast today. I really enjoyed talking to Reed about his personal opinions. Well, I guess we learn something new every day because I didn't know that pickles aren't just pickles and that they're soaked by cucumbers. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you just put a cucumber in a jar and let it sit for X amount of time and you have pickles. So maybe I'll give it a try one day if I find a good recipe. I think I still won the argument though, and I still do believe that pineapple belongs on pizza. And I also believe that milk goes in before cereal. He had some good points though, but I'll give him that. But I still think I did better. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and I hope you enjoyed hearing us talk about it. Tune in next time to hear the next person that I'm going to be arguing with, and I can tell you it's going to be a lot more intense. But thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.